I see climate change as the challenge of a lifetime.
Coastlines are being ravaged by more intense storms and rising sea levels.
Animal and plant species are disappearing.
Our planet is in trouble. That's why we are taking action.
We're informing policy to decarbonize transportation.
Studying agriculture to help farmers grow sustainable crops.
And working in vulnerable communities, confronting the health effects of climate change.
At GW, we have what it takes to make a profound impact.
For an institution like GW, it's really critical that we're engaged in the most important issues of our time. And sustainability, without a doubt, is one of those issues. We have critical questions that have to be answered in research and in policy.
I spent my spring break in Malawi speaking with farmers about how climate change is impacting their lives. It's really rewarding and inspiring to be able to explore these issues of agriculture at a local level, but also on a global scale. The rain fell less this year in the southern part of the country, so that's definitely an issue going forward.
We were thinking about trying to focus on a key area, a grand challenge, and we couldn't think of a grander challenge than climate change. And the idea was to pool together our resources around campus to really confront this challenge.
To bring people together across disciplines to focus their research and their learning on these problems, to solve these problems. That's why we created the Alliance for a Sustainable Future.
The challenges that I'm most focused on are transforming our entire energy system. Electrifying transportation is a critical aspect. We can lower our peak demand on the grid, which lowers our total emissions. It also enables us to use more renewables.
I'm providing advanced patient care and helping mentor the next generation of medical providers. As co-director of the Climate Health Institute, my education and advocacy efforts focus on the health impacts of climate change on minority communities here in the United States and globally.
The word alliance signals something bigger than a research institute. It's bigger than an academic program. It really does signal a large, broad commitment that will bring together all sorts of different resources from around the campus in service of a common mission, which is to save the planet.
The Sustainability minor was created to give students from all backgrounds an opportunity to come together, regardless of their discipline, and figure out what the problems are, what the challenges are, and where some of the solutions lie. We've taken students to Alaska, to the Galapagos, to Iceland, to Dearborn, Michigan to see the Ford plant where they're building electric vehicles.
But we're not just thinking about research and coursework. We're also thinking about the way we operate as an institution. And that work is all accumulating toward a goal of being net zero by 2030.
A big thing for me is water policies, food injustice, and the loss of biodiversity, especially within our oceans. What does it mean to have a polluted river? We're currently working on a video about water justice in the Potomac.
Climate change is probably one of the most difficult things I've ever tried to talk about with students. The biggest challenge is helping them understand the distinction between knowing that climate change is happening versus being able to know what to do about it. We're working to better understand how people interact with and use technology to decrease barriers and use resources more wisely.
One thing that makes me incredibly hopeful are our students. They are deeply committed to sustainability as a career and as a cause.
What do I want this alliance to do? I want it to drive educational opportunities, I want it to drive research, and I want it to provide a platform for action.
Right in the middle of Washington, D.C., where we can influence people who are making decisions at the local, national, and global level. We have a story to tell here at GW. It's a story about our commitment to the planet and to solving the biggest problems that we confront.
The digging,
Investigating.
And experimenting.
To answer key questions.
Understand complicated problems.
And invent the future.